Johnny,
Hello, Jake.
how are you, mate?
I'm good, thank you.
That's good.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Yeah, I'm glad I managed to squeeze you in. Can only get you for a limited time when you're home.
Yeah.
Yeah. How long you guys been here for?
Oh, about 6 weeks.
Oh, okay, bit of a stint.
Yeah. And we're taking off again
Yeah.
next week, so
Yeah, sweet.
nice to be back.
Yeah. Do you usually? Is that the stint you usually do when you come home? 6 weeks.
Oh, it's been varied over the last few years. We did 2 weeks last year,
Yeah.
just Belinda and myself.
Mhm.
Before that, we did a couple of months, and then before that was COVID, and it was 5 years since we'd been back.
Yeah, you didn't come back for a while.
No,
I do
we were
remember
stuck in the islands during that whole pandemic.
Oh, what a shame.
It was terrible. Yeah, it was actually pretty bloody good, to be honest.
I bet it was. And
Yeah.
what? Not many crew around, huh?
It's hardly anyone.
Wow.
It was like getting back to the Mentawai when I first went there. It was just had a lot of waves of no one around and fun times.
Yeah. How
It
good.
was a very, very good. I guess we were lucky that we stayed there. Yeah,
Yeah.
compared to coming back here.
I know. It was. I mean, it wouldn't have really been much enforcement of.
Well, actually, they did. The coppers, the water police, one time came and told Belinda to get out of the water. She was
Yeah.
surfing, and I was on a jet ski, and I saw them talking to her, so I went the other way. And her and her friend were told they weren't allowed to surf.
Really?
And then she asked them for identification. You know, this guy had a mask on, and he had a megaphone from the boat.
Yeah.
And she said, "Well, where's the letters saying we can't surf?" And he pulled his mask down. He said, "I'll WhatsApp them to your husband later."
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, true.
But that only lasted about a week or two, and then we dodged a few boats, and then they didn't worry about stopping us from surfing. So
Wow, crazy.
yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I bet. Well, we'll take it from the top. I'm
Okay.
sure there's going to be a million stories to talk about your times over there, but yeah, take us from the top. Full name.
John McGroder.
Yeah. And how did you get the name Bucket?
Oh, that goes back to when I left school with my brother Paul. He was a mad traveller, and he sort of got me into travelling. And I first went to Europe with him on a surfing trip, or met him in Europe. And then while we were over there, he said, "Let's write a few surf stories for Surfing World."
Yeah.
That was back in the Cannon and Hugh McLeod days.
Okay, yeah.
And we'll make up names, and we'll just sort of won't tell everyone where we are, just sort of make it all up. And those stories went under the name of Bucket and Clash, and I was Bucket and he was Clash. And
Right.
these guys are sending us checks while we were overseas, so that kept us travelling a bit.
good.
And yeah, it was good. A couple of good little stories back then,
Wow.
and we just write shit. And I guess it was like a podcast, but it was
Yeah.
all little magazine stories.
People were digging it.
And then everyone just started calling me Bucket, and just stuck from there. And
True.
yeah, some people think it's from other things, like, you know, pulling bongs and that, but
I was going to say maybe from Bucket Bombs.
bucket boy, no, it's never me, mate, never me.
Yeah, or maybe
Not
because you
much.
get a bucket load of tubes,
Oh,
or you throw buckets when you do turns.
well, there's definitely no throwing buckets these days. Probably never was, to be honest.
Yeah, cool. So where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Sydney, eastern suburbs, basically surfing Bondi,
Yeah.
Bondi Beach the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And once I left there, it was like, well, hard to go back. And but yeah, I used to just surf Bondi. I didn't even come down the coast much. We'd surf closeouts, and yeah, once travelling and saw how many good waves there were out there in the world, it was no going back, to be honest.
Nah, staying out of the city crawl, and you're like, no, hang on a second, there's a whole world out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was good. It was good growing up there. You know, taught you a lot about life and sort of just in the streets and nightlife and all that sort of stuff. And
Yeah.
a lot of good surfers around when I was growing up. And
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I bet.
but I wouldn't like to be there now.
Nah, especially not right now.
Yeah.
Some crazy shit's been going on there at the moment.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
That's really sad what happened there.
Yeah. Yeah. Full on, eh?
State of the world, I guess.
Suppose.
But yeah, I grew up there, and basically once I left school, I was going to go to university, and I lasted about 2 months at university, and then just hated it and got out and started travelling and sort of kept going from there until I sort of got into boats, which led me up to the Ments.
Yeah.
Did a stint in West Oz doing crayfishing.
Yeah.
About 4 or 5 seasons there, which got me my licences. And then I did a bit in Sydney Harbour doing commercial stuff on tugboats and barges.
For the maritime?
That was for a private company,
pulling
down wharves and all that sort of stuff.
Right,
and they were doing up Darling Harbour. And then a mate of mine from Bondi, Mark Coleman, rang me up one day and he said, "Oh, do you want to skip in my boat doing surf charters in Timor?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'll hang up the phone. I'll think about it."
Yeah.
And hung up and rang him straight back and said, "Yeah, I'm
Hang on
in."
a second, yes.
Yeah, I'll do it.
What's that to bloody think about?
And that was the Noosa Dewada back in that was 95.
Right.
Went to Timor and just went, wow, how's this? And then Mark and a guy called Albert Taylor owned the boat, and they were my bosses, and they were sort of the first guys to really do the surf charters up in Indo.
Yeah.
And they were both characters. And once they let me have the boat for a while, it was, you're on, and I went, this is pretty cool. The following year, there was an advert in Tracks for a skipper in the Mentawais.
Yeah.
And that was the boat Katika.
Yeah.
I got the job there working for Dave Hallett and worked for him for 3 years. And that was the early days when it was all starting.
Mm-hmm.
Met Martin Daly up there, and then I worked for him for 2 years. Did the crossing. Then
was that on the Indies Trader?
That was on the Indies Trader 1 and then the Indies Trader 2.
Yeah.
And then he started the Quicksilver crossing.
Yeah.
And I was sort of skippering his boat during that, and Belinda, my wife, was working for Quicksilver at the time, and I met her when they flew all the Quicksilver employees to Fiji, and we hooked up, and she left Quicksilver and I left Martin, and we bought the Barrenjoey and had a 3-year plan, and that was 25 years ago.
Wow.
To do it. And we had Finn and Duke and brought them up on the boat and homeschooled them on the boat, and then we moved on to land the last few years, and so we actually live up there on an island now, and I do a few trips here and there, and we have guys running it, doing surf guiding for us. Yeah. So that's where we're at. Yeah.
Wow.
Kids grew up, still up there, and still trying to get another year out of it.
Yeah, how good. Yeah. Oh, well, pretty much wrapped it all up. That'll do us then.
All right, that's it. I'm that beer net.
Hey, you want one? Here we go. Let's get one. So, growing up in Sydney, so like, how did it come about that you how did you come to be in possession of the Barrenjoey?
Okay, so I always wanted to. Thank you.
No worries.
Dry. I always wanted to own my own boat, and I had done a fair bit of work on various boats, as I just mentioned briefly. Anyway, I was hanging out with Belinda we're over the north side there at Newport, and this boat came up in trader boat, the Barrenjoey, which I'd looked at a few years ago for some guy, and I said, "Oh, this boat's a pretty cool old boat." And I remember going down at Newport to have a look at it, contacted the broker, and Belinda had said, "Look, I'll jump in with you and we'll buy it together." And I remember just getting on board it and having this feeling, it's just like as soon as I tried on it, I went, this is the boat, and fell in love with it straight away. And then we ended up buying it, and blood, sweat and tears the first few years, and it never really stopped, to be honest.
I bet. Was it always called the Barrenjoey?
Yeah, it's called the Barrenjoey of Palm Beach. It's an old, it was built for looking for shipwrecks in 1969.
Right.
And then a mob called Palm Marine took over it, and they used to do cargo runs from Pittwater to Lord Howe Island in the late 70s.
Right. What were they transported?
Just gas and food and out to Lord Howe Island and stuff. And so it's built solid steel boat. It's built to last, and then it did a bit of sunset cruises and fishing work and all that. And when we picked it up in 2000, it was pretty run down. Yeah. And we spent a fair bit on fixing it. And
doing it up.
Once we got to Indo, it was cheaper to fix up and all that sort of stuff. So
you got it fixed up there?
Most of it, yeah.
Yeah.
We still do. Cheers.
So you got that in Sydney, obviously, in the Pittwater.
Mm-hmm.
So you sailed it over, I'm going to assume.
Yeah, we
How was that?
that was an experience. We left. It was 4 of us. We left into a howling nor'easter, and Belinda was seasick for pretty much 2 weeks straight. Everywhere we went, we broke down. We had to pull into another port, and we'd go and some old guy'd come whatever town we were in, whatever port, and he'd go, "Oh, the Barrenjoey, I remember Burko, and oh, this is a great boat." And he'd be working on the engine for us or fixing something that had broken, an autopilot, and it had all these old, and it still has actually, these old warhead bullet heads, projectiles they're called, from I think from Vietnam or World War II, like these bullet things as its ballast, with all copper things with the Royal Australian Army.
Wow.
Symbol on it. And
is the ballast what you tie off to?
no, that was to weigh it down.
Oh,
like
okay,
big
right.
lumps of steel
Big
on
lumps
that,
of
but they
steel,
were
right.
bullet heads.
Yeah, right.
And I didn't realise there was all these old bullet collectors out there, and all these old guys would go, "Oh, that's a 33 this," and I said, "You have one, mate." That'd be part payment, bullet heads, and paying these guys to fix the boat. And so we went all the way up to Darwin, and then we finally got to Bali. It took us about a month, and then we spent like a few months in Bali getting stuff done. It was a lot cheaper up there, obviously, and then sailed it up to Indo for our first season, which was 2002.
Was your first one?
That was our first season on the BJ, yeah.
Wow.
And during that time, my dad passed away when we were at sea, so we had to fly home and then go back, and it was all big year that first year. But we had a lot of people that supported us and came, and the charters started, and we were on our way. And that was
hasn't stopped since.
Well, it hasn't stopped. No, it keeps going. People keep coming back, which we're stoked with and grateful for. Had a lot of return guests over the years, and sons of return guests, like yourself and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, we didn't go on the BJ when I came, remember? It was up on the slip getting work done, and we went on the Moon Pelika or something.
Oh, right, that was when they reflagged us.
Oh, okay.
And we couldn't run for a few months. Yeah.
What's reflagged?
Oh, they brought in a new rule in 2011 that all the boats working up there had to be Indonesian flagged.
Okay.
We were Australian flagged, and so we had this big drawn out process where we had to change the flag and form a company and all this. It was pretty hard work, and they wouldn't let us run until we had this flag. So we basically got dry docked for a few months, which was hard work, but we got through it, and a lot of boats left and new boats came, and now the Barrenjoey is actually Indonesian flagged.
Right. So like you have to start an Indonesian business?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's all legit up there now. You've got a company and stuff. And,
wasn't always legit?
No, it was a bit easier back in the day.
I bet it was.
It was all new ground. It was
less bloody rules.
New industry. And now, as you know, there's camps and homestays and sort of...
That's crazy to me,
everything up there now.
Because there wasn't when I was there. Remember we went in at HT's.
Yeah.
And we scurried through the jungle a bit, and there was a little village there, and it was just all little mud shacks, and that was it.
Yeah.
And now there's a camp there, right?
Oh, there's... What is there?
Multiple.
4 or 5 camps. There's
50 probably.
Homestays, private houses, resorts. It's probably
Pilates lessons every week at HT.
Yeah, they do yoga stuff, and they got power in there, so everything's air-conned, and it's a lot easier than the early days.
Yeah.
And that's good for the locals. They need to get something back from it all.
Yeah, it's all Indonesian run by the Indonesian people.
It's Westerners and Indonesian staff and some partnerships and all that sort of stuff.
Probably good for them, yeah.
It's like anywhere where surfers come in and change the face, and then other people come in and more infrastructure. There's an airport out there now. You can get a plane out there.
You can fly out there?
You can fly out there. You can get a fast ferry out there in 3 hours.
So you don't have to do the crossing from Padang anymore? Or?
Well, we still do it on the boat, overnight crossing, and there's an overnight ferry as well, but there's a lot more options now. But we like the boat still because we still reckon you get more surf off the boat.
Yeah.
The boat's anchored at one spot, the wind comes up, we go somewhere else.
Jump in the Bindalea.
Well, that or we take off for the next day, if the weather changes and that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, sweet.
But it's working for everyone up there.
Mm.
Just a bit busier.
Yeah, I bet. I better introduce that mysterious voice in the background. We
Yep.
got Dukey over here, Dukey McGroder,
How are we going?
who is your what? Second born.
Yeah, he's our youngest
Yeah.
of two.
And least favourite.
Least favourite.
No, we wouldn't say that.
But yeah, I mean we'll go into it. But Dukey grew up on the boat, born over there, was he?
He was born here,
Okay.
but we took him back in nappies.
Mhm.
7 months, I think it was, 7 or 9 months.
Nine?
Finn might have been 7 months. We took them both back. I've been very fortunate that with my wife Belinda, that she supported my whole, well, as everyone says, she was
Surf
living
addiction.
my dream. But she stuck by me with the boat and the business and said, well, I'm not going back to Australia or I'm not staying on land. I want to be on the boat. And so she started, we had both boys, while we were doing charters, growing up on the boat, and they learnt very quickly how to swim,
Yeah, I bet.
especially Duke. When
Before I
Yeah.
could walk, really.
Really?
well, the only way we could shut you up was throw you overboard while we were still moving.
But it,
And
All
you'd
right,
come
catch
out, get back over there.
off you go,
Um,
boy.
But that was a blessing that she did that, because it was pretty hard work. Like, had these two
Homeschooling.
kids, and then you got 10 guys all on the piss at night, in the
Yeah,
afternoon.
fully.
And she's not only homeschooling them, but trying to get them to bed before dark, and in case there's mozzies around and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And she did a really good job of bringing these guys up, and she'd tire them out, take them for long walks on the beach, and they were like tiny kids and that. And then
Yeah.
obviously they got into surfing and the waves and all that, and they both turned out all right. Ended up Finn's decided to stay in Australia now
I
and
know.
give that a bit of a crack. And
How old's Finn?
Finn's 21 next week. Yeah.
Really?
Mm.
And Dukey, how old are you?
I'm 16, 17 in April.
Wow, the boys.
Mm.
I remember when you were just little tiny babies, both of you.
Well, that's sort of everyone remembers them like that.
So everyone says,
Well, that's because, it's because you haven't been here. I mean,
"See,
in and out."
flashes,
Yeah.
each time, another inch.
quick little, another inch, bit louder, bit stronger,
Mm.
bit more lippy maybe.
Yeah, absolutely. That's been great. It's been wonderful. Hopefully it'll stand them in good stead,
Yeah,
But they missed the whole school thing. They just homeschooled the whole time,
yeah.
both of them. So
How was that? Like, making that call, or was it just never? There was never a decision. It was just the right thing from the start. You thought?
No, we tried Bali and tried to put them in international school there, but found the whole school system felt like everyone was on holidays, and we just didn't feel like they were getting
The education.
the education that we wanted. We did come back here, and Finn did a little bit of time at Ulladulla, but then we went back to the boat, back to Indo, and then we found the distance education through Australia at Queensland Distance Education was a really good curriculum. They could still come back and roll back into the
Try 'em in,
Australian
yeah.
thing. And in the end, I think Duke, like say, for example, Duke was doing how many hours a week of school? You were finished by 11 o'clock most mornings.
Yeah, I was up at 5:30 was the time difference getting classes. It's a bit more serious.
Oh, really?
When I
True.
was younger, it was pretty if I had hard yards, 6 hours, I could have 4 days off a week.
Right.
Because school, when you're young, is pretty...
It's
There's
pretty.
not too much going
Yeah,
on.
it's not that. I mean, it's not that important.
Well,
Well, it is, but I mean, it's not.
they just found they'd do the work, and then it was one-on-one a lot with the teachers. There was no homework. They didn't hardly ever had to do homework, and
How good.
so it's
Going through school with no homework, you're kidding. That's
pretty,
the dream.
been pretty different, yeah.
Shit. That's
See,
amazing.
see how he goes when he finishes next year, or this year.
Yep.
Um,
This year.
But pretty good system. But you did, and Belinda, again, my wife, hats off to her. She was the supervisor that kept them in line. You still have to have someone there to,
Yeah.
you got to be doing this. A lot of our friends have tried the homeschooling and have just said it's too hard,
Yeah.
too hard to keep the kids focused and this and that, and
But B was on it.
get a tutor to do it instead. And
Yeah.
she was pretty driven to do it, so
Yeah.
it was good. That
Shout out, Mum.
shout out to B, shout out to Mum.
Shout out to B. Yeah, and like I've always just sort of wondered, was there ever like a bit of a conflict in your mind of like having the boys out there, isolated—it's not the word, but kind of away from a kind of stereotypical schooling system, not going through that system and being around a bunch of kids their age, or did you sort of think to yourself, these are better experiences than being in a schoolyard just learning bullshit?
That has been put to us a lot about their social. How are they going to be social enough to integrate and talk with other kids? And looking back now, I think what happened is that they can communicate very well with people older than them because they had to basically hang out with older adults on the boat and older kids that were there, and it shows now. You can see how when they integrate.
They can communicate great.
people. Yeah, I think they're fine.
Well, that's cool.
A couple of slaps over there.
Yeah.
No, they've turned out fine, I reckon.
Yeah, cool.
And people that meet them sort of comment on their social skills. It's worked all right, but it was a bit of a concern.
Yeah,
we just kept going forward with it, and we went, well, we're committed now.
Started now, let's go.
Yeah, and we're happy how it's turned out.
Yeah. And so on average, like, are you booking every kind of swing of charters? Like, are you booked out every year?
We probably averaged about 15 charters over the years, which is nice. You always want to get a few more because obviously that's more money. Covers the maintenance costs, which rack up pretty quickly when you're not chartering. So I wouldn't say we're booked out. We've done consistently well for what is it, since 20 plus years. And we just hope we keep filling it. And I don't know how much longer we'll stay in the game for.
Yeah.
But I think there'll come a time we might sell up and let someone else live the dream, someone young and keen, and
cough it up to someone else who wants to.
Yeah, if someone's out there and they want to have a crack at it, obviously it'd be a pretty hard sell, hard thing to do, but there might come a time, mate.
Would you keep? Actually, this is actually another question. So, for how long did you actually live on the boat? Is that right? You lived on the boat. That was your house.
Yeah, we lived on the boat from 2002. When we bought it, 2001 we bought it. We lived on it, sailed it up here. Probably, I don't know how. When did we?
Sort of moved off.
How old were you?
Place in like 20. We moved on to other boats.
Yeah, we had tried another little. We had guys. We had stints off it, and we'd put guys as surf guides in place. Sean's worked for us a bit, and a couple other guys. Yep. And you, how old were you when we when we moved on to the other boats?
A month ago, I would have been young, like
5.
Yeah.
And we sort of moved off it and moved on to a couple of smaller private boats and tried that.
To live on that, and then still
just to leave the Barrenjoey running because the kids were getting a bit bigger for everything. We were all in one cabin, like we're basically in a cabin that was
size of podcast room.
Yeah,
smaller than this. I think I'm just looking at. Yeah, it was probably a bit smaller than this. So all 4 of us. So I reckon we were on there for 10, 12 years, maybe.
Wow. And then you said you went to private boats that don't have any other rooms. It's just like a boat
just us. We were in partners with another guy, and we lived on that for a bit, and then it all just got too tight with the kids, and then we decided to move on to land, and we rented some land up in the islands there and built a house, and now we live in front of this little left-hander that Belinda's stoked on, and I got a little speedboat we can
zip around,
shoot round and surf other waves, and I'm
going to guess that it's somewhere near HTs.
It's not at HTs. No, it's more up near Telescopes area.
Oh, okay.
We didn't. No, everyone sort of said, "Why don't you live at HTs?" And it was pretty busy there and village and everything. And we found this spot that's on a little island with no one there, no electricity, no villages, and no roads, and it's pretty cool. So we live off solar power and rainwater, and have to drive a dinghy everywhere we go, and it's very isolated, which will change, I think, in the next few years. But it's been a pretty good few years there.
Yeah. You built the place?
Yeah.
Was that hard getting resources and everything you needed out there? Or?
Oh, it was pretty hard, yeah. It was pretty,
I bet.
Drawing architectural drawings in the sand to build the house and that sort of stuff. And then everything, it's sort of pretty close to jungle and that. Everything rots pretty quick and all sorts of critters out there on land and snakes and scorpions and stuff. But interesting to watch the whole step back and watch the surf charter boats coming and going, the resorts coming and going, and while trying to maintain one of those surf charter boats and run it as a business.
As well as building a house, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it hard getting tradespeople out there? Or?
No, we just used local. We had a local manager and local builders. And it was a pretty quick build and
sweet.
Yeah, it's all timber.
Yeah. And is there a village somewhat close to where you live?
There's a town that the ferries go to that we can get supplies from. So we jump in a dinghy and we're probably about a 15-minute dinghy ride to go and get those supplies across a bit of water and can be a bit rough, but that's been good.
Yeah, sweet.
A lot of fishing up there and a couple of good waves in that area that are still pretty uncrowded.
Yeah. Yeah, great. So you lived on the boat for X amount of years, but once you weren't living on the boat, were you still doing the charters or did you kind of step back and does Elvis still captain the boat? Yeah,
Elvis is still there in Selamut. No, I stepped back and let surf guides do it, and then I'd do a few trips or check-up trips, as I call them, to make sure everything's running smoothly. And but mainly we got, because I was helping Belinda with the boys and just we were pretty isolated, I sort of pulled back a bit from the charters.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a couple of good guys on there running stuff for us.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, we've been like, I had good crew like Elvis and Selamut and Chomo that have been long-term Indonesian crew that really do a good job of looking after the boat when I'm not around.
How long have you had Elvis working
since we had the boat? And Selamut.
And Selamut.
So that's 20 odd years they've been working for us.
How good. They're family now.
Yeah, supported their families, and and that's been good watching all that.
They'd know the boys as good as anyone.
Yeah, well, they were like the babysitters, weren't they?
Yeah.
Well, like uncles.
Yeah, fully.
So
how good. That's sick. Oh, that's unreal. Yep. And so is Elvis the captain of the boat?
Elvis is the Indonesian captain and so is Selamut. I got two captains.
Okay, so they're both captains.
Yeah, I got them both their captain's licenses, and
with
that reflagging, you had to have Indonesian licensed skippers, which is all fair enough because
I like that.
It's like some Indonesian boats come to Australia to do charters, and no, you can't do that. You've got to be Australian boats, and all got to have your right licenses, and that all happened, and so these guys all have had a career out of it as well, and met a lot of people over the years. And
how good.
And that's just, we're just one boat of about 30 that similar scenarios have happened. I don't know. I don't think there's many people that have actually lived on the boat and brought the kids up there.
Yeah.
Like we have. There's none. There's a few have tried, but it's all been pretty hard, and it is hard,
Yeah.
So yeah, there's all that. Everyone's made a little bit of an earn from it, I think. Some more than others, I guess, and have that lifestyle.
Yeah. Was there many other families out there?
There was a couple of other families that started bringing their kids up on the boat, and then things happened and it didn't work out. During the pandemic, there was a few yachty families that got stuck there. So, and they had all kids on that were all the same age as the boys.
Oh, good, yeah.
So that was pretty lucky for about a year. That all these kids were hanging around and all surfing together and mucking around, doing all sorts of fishing, diving, whatever they were doing, and that was good for these guys at the age they were at. Now there's a bunch of young people living on land, younger families bringing their kids up on land out there in their resorts or their homestays and that. And B often gets a call from them asking them about this and that question.
Just
and this
homeschooling questions and that. Yeah.
So it's there are people still trying to do it, obviously. There's people wanting to leave Australia and bring their kids up over in Indonesia. And if you can get a work online over there, then You can live in the tropics and do that. You know?
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier now to do it.
Yeah, it's a thing now, isn't it? And everyone working the computer, you can kind of be anywhere.
Exactly.
As long as you got Wi-Fi.
Yeah, you could come and do this podcast over there for a couple of months and live in Indo and get all sorts of characters on it.
Is that an invite?
Could be. We'll talk about that later. Get Terry on there.
Oh.
Who's Terry? Is Terry?
Terry's a character. You'd love him.
I remember we met some guy at HT one time. He's got no teeth.
Oh, which one?
Which one?
Which one?
What? They all got no teeth.
There's a few people who are pretty out there.
Yeah, there's some units out there. I bet.
No, Terry'd be good. There's a few good. We could definitely hook you up with some different people, some old pirate captains and that. Doris.
Let's look into that. Well, you were talking before about Martin Daly and the Quicksilver Crossing. Crossing.
Yep.
So like, what was your part in that? Were you?
Well, Martin's always been a bit of he's been a mentor for me, and I really like Martin. He's a friend, and he was the guy that started the charters in the Ments and sort of opened it up with Quicksilver and Rip Curl and all the pros up there, and he got a lot of shit from it, but someone else would have done it. Paul King was sort of doing it at the time and as well, but Martin did it with the big companies, and anyway, he gave me a start and I worked for him, and I found him a really good guy to work for, really interesting, a lot of history.
Yeah.
And yeah, no bullshit about him. And then he did the Quicksilver Cross. He started that, which was sort of like the Rip Curl, the Search, which he'd done as well. But the crossing was a thing that he concocted with Bruce Raymond. And I was lucky to be part of that, and especially the part I was, they flew me over to the Pacific, and it was in Tahiti and Tuamotus and other places that I wasn't allowed to say and all that. We basically got told to go and look for surf. They fly in the pros now and then. Yeah, it was good. And I saw some pretty nice spots and a different ocean, obviously, over there. And then, yeah, Belinda was working at Quickie at the time, so that's how we met and hooked
in Tahiti, right?
She was in Australia, but she was the liaison girl in the fax machine and sending me Sports Illustrated magazines, 3D Sports Illustrated magazines, as well as at sea for guests and that. That was good. Yeah, so him and Bruce allowed all these girls to go on the boat one day, and she was one of them, and yeah, one thing led to another. And here we are still. So Martin was good. He did that, and then I sort of left to do my own thing, and they carried on with the crossing all around the world. And he's got his own island in the Pacific now, and does all sorts of stuff. And it's pulled back out of Indo a little bit.
Okay.
I think the crowd's got to him a bit there.
Yeah, it's pretty busy now, huh?
It can be busy, but you can
you can skulk around still.
Yeah, well, the boat, you can still find lots of waves, and conditions, depends on conditions, and you move around a bit more, I think, than when you're up there. Like you go up the Tellos and up past Neas and all that. Yeah.
Do you know a guy called Lee Bailey, by chance? I don't know.
Lee
Bailey. They call him Lippy.
Oh, Lippy, yeah.
You know Lippy?
Yeah, no, Lippy.
Mad Lippy.
Yeah, he's on the Mangalui.
Yeah. Yeah, you know him. Yeah. He's a lunatic, isn't he?
Yeah, do you know Lippy, do you?
I know Lippy. I met him in Nicaragua.
Okay.
I was in Nicaragua, just kind of supposed to be going there with a friend that I lived with in Panama when I lived in Panama.
Yep.
We did our season of work, and we were like, right, let's go for a bit of a travel. And went to get on the flight, and he got canned because he didn't have his yellow fever shot. So I've rolled in. He'd lived there before, and I rolled in pretty blind to Nicaragua and was down a bar one night twiddling my thumbs thinking, what the hell am I going to do next? And in rolls Mad Lippy.
Yeah.
And I was like, I think you and I are going to get on just fine.
Yeah,
and that was it.
He works for Matt, the first boat I worked on up there, Katika, Matt was working on that, and Matt left Katika to go and build Mangalui, and which is the boat Lippy's on now. And I took over from Matt, so yeah, he's a funny fella, the old Lip.
He's a madman, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was hoping to try and get him on here at some point, but
well, that's what I mean. If you go to Indo Mobile,
I could go and get him.
What's his little thing he does up there?
Boneyard.
Boneyard. Yeah. He shapes his boards and everything.
Stickers all around, Putter.
Yeah, yeah.
Doors and cars and everything.
Yeah, he's a madman. All right, man. Lippy bonded over our love for beer was the beginning. But yeah, sweet. And then so, how many boats have you worked on in the Mets?
Well, there was Nusa Dewada in Timor, but
Mhm.
and that which is now in the Mets. Kartika,
Yeah.
2, Indies Trader 1, Indies Trader 2. Indies Trader 2 has since Martin sold and it's sunk. The Indies Trader 1 is around then, Barrenjoey, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
So that's been it.
Have you found waves there? Like, do you reckon you've been the first to surf waves,
Oh,
or is that a hard claim?
yeah, I'd like to say I have, but I think most of them were surf when I rocked up. I know we had a jet ski on the boat for a while with Sean and
Yeah, I remember
PT and that, and we found a couple of waves towing. Actually, PT was reminding me about geckos, which was this bommy we surfed.
I was just about to say that. That's when I was on that trip.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
With that was a good wave. That one, big bomby sort of.
It was near
wave.
Thunders, right?
Yeah, we'll call it near Thunders. No one's surfed it since that I know of.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brian Cregan was there from Ocean Earth, and we towed him into a few and called it geckos after him.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd forgotten about that. So a few waves like that we towed, and then there was a left I surfed. I didn't even know. I don't know if anyone I know people have surfed it now, but when we first rocked up, it was this long left that I don't think anyone had surfed.
Yeah.
We call it Barry's. They've got other names for it now. But yeah, I got stuck around H2s and Maccas for a few years there, mate. It was pretty hard to leave. There's no one around. You go to H2s and then you go down to Maccas. You actually leave macaronis because it got too boring to surf, which, yeah, you'd be sort of sick of it. It was that perfect.
Yeah. Wow.
Not
many people would be lucky enough to say that.
Oh, yeah, I know. I haven't surfed it for a while now, but that was the wave pool macaronis, or it is the wave pool wave, you know.
Yeah, we surfed. It was great.
It's that perfect.
It's heavier than I thought from the movies. I thought it was just more a bit of a turn kind of playful wave, but it was heaving when we were there.
I think all the waves can be pretty heavy on their day for that reef, and
yeah,
you know, every wave up there's got its day with coral reef underneath it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, fall flat on your face and whoops.
Yeah, I'm sure you know all about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've been referred to as the boss of the office. You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
No, I'm not the boss. I just surfed it a lot, so I know the wave quite well. And I guess it's been an addiction for me.
Where is the office? Sorry.
So the office is at Cardiet or HT's or Lance's Rights, all the same place.
Yep.
Surfed it a lot, got addicted to it. Had many good sessions there, and I can't help it. I just like going back there when it's solid
smoking,
now. We had a lot of days when it was smaller that were just as perfect, but it gets quite busy there now when it's small, so I don't bother.
Wait for it to get bigger.
A bit bigger, and I just get belted out there. But it's been good. It's been good to me. Paid a few dues out there, broke a few boards, and had some pretty good barrels out there too. So
best sessions in Indo, would you say?
Up there there was that one with when was that? Nathan Florence was there, and Ivan Florence. It was big day, and they'd paddled out at the same time as me, and there was one other guy came out, and we had it for a few hours by ourselves, and it was big doubling up. And I remember Nath called me into one wave that I'd just made, and it was probably one of the highlights where I got spat out. And
is there footage
shaking.
of that?
Yeah, there's footage somewhere.
I think I've seen that.
I think these days there's footage of every wave up there. Everyone who surfs any wave gets footage. But
for sure, if Nath was there, he would have had a cameraman for sure. So
yeah,
I think I've seen it.
That there's been days up there, you know. Day Duke came up and took it on, was a pretty good day too.
JOB.
Yeah.
Jamie O.
Few pandemic days when there was no one around, and I was sitting out there by myself, just shitting myself, going, wish someone was out here with me. And
Yeah. Pretty high risk, because it's
yeah,
what is it, the surgeon's table.
yeah. When it's bigger, you sort of get washed over the reef more than anything,
Okay.
unless it's low tide. But you get pounded out there. We used to have a saying out there: every wipeout when it was bigger. Every wipeout out there would take 15 minutes off your session because it'd work you that much. Best sessions were there for sure.
Yeah.
Telescopes, so we had a couple of good ones last year. Was it last year, that one? We had
23, I think.
Yeah, we had a perfect day there, and then there's
Telescopes to the left.
beautiful left, yeah. Obviously macaronis, and it all melds into one.
Yeah, yeah.
A bit, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
Had a session with PT up in the Tellos that was pretty epic. It's like a 12-hour session. That was good.
I was actually going to say, like, I put the feelers out to the audience a little bit before episodes and just see if I can get any deep, dirty, dark secrets that I can bring up and put people on the spot. Didn't find anything too deep or dirty, but PT was Pete Taplin.
Yeah.
He said to bring up the 12-hour session.
Yeah, well, that was an Ocean Earth trip, and Pete came along. And Jay was with us, and
Jay Taplin, his son.
Jay, Billy
yeah.
Morris is on the boat as a photographer, and a few of the young O&E guys. And this little right-hander up there that we call Rangers was on this day, and I got out there first. Like, Pete was out looking for a tow wave, so he got there about an hour later than us, so I beat him with hours.
Yeah.
But it was perfect. It was only short, so it was a right-hander. You could get tube nearly every wave, and then a few paddles, you'd be back out the back with the current, and there was no one else there but us, and it was good all day.
12 hours.
7 till 7, yeah.
Did you go in?
No, I went to the boat and got a drink of water.
Yeah.
I think Pete went to the boat and jumped on and had a sandwich, so he only had 10 hours, which was 2 5-hour sessions.
He said you were going to... He actually said you're going to bring this up exactly like this.
Yeah, well, he brings it up more than me. But epic, that was epic, that day.
Wow. That's a serious day in the salt.
Yeah.
Did you get, like, you know when your feet get all wrinkly and you can't walk? You ever had that?
I couldn't see the next day, and I had about 10 beers that night. And
you would have been...
And then it was on again. Next wave, we surfed another wave the next day was on as well. So, but after a day like that, you sort of...
You're happy to sit the rest out for a bit.
I'm done.
You can have it. Wow, true.
That was good.
So you, when you're getting work done on the boat and stuff, it's in Padang, right? So you pick up clients from Padang.
Yep.
And do the crossing overnight.
Yep.
How long's the crossing?
These days we've got a bigger engine. It takes about 10 to 12 hours, depending on where you go to.
Mm-hmm.
And it depends on the weather. You know, you can get belted going across that strait.
Have you had some real gnarly crossings before?
Yeah, real gnarly ones.
Yeah.
Where a 12-hour crossing should take 12 hours, it's taken 24 hours.
No way.
Of just getting smashed the whole way. Normally you can see it with all the forecasting these days. You can see it coming. So you either go in early or you leave, make sure you're at a different spot where you can get a better angle to go in.
Yeah.
So we haven't really been caught out like that for a long while, touch wood.
Yeah. Have you had some scary ones?
We've had, like in the middle of the night where you pick up a rope around the prop.
Oh, yeah.
In a storm and then basically overheating and you've got to jump in the water and cut off the rope. The boat bobbing up and down, that's pretty gnarly.
Wow.
Because none of the crew want to do it.
Who does?
I do. No one else is going in, so I don't want to do it. But
that's hectic.
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
Yeah.
What's another one? I'm just trying to think. Most of the time, the Barrenjoey is a solid old girl, so you're in a storm and you always feel like you're going to get through the storm.
Yeah.
So it's just sort of keep plodding along. But
how big are some of the swells you've had to punch through doing that?
Oh, there's been waves coming over the wheelhouse, so I don't know.
5 metre swells or something?
Yes, it's all short stuff, you know. It's not like the Antarctic or down there, but it's still knocks the boat and everyone around. Everyone's seasick and things
Yeah.
are flying everywhere. And
Yeah, I am.
but
We had a gnarly one.
on the Moon
when,
Pelican,
when we did it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if
different boat.
different
different
boat, but
boat,
it was
different
gnarly. I remember putting a bunch of me luggage and stuff on me to try and stop myself just leaving the bed. It was just like taking flight, eh? I was seasick the whole time. I had to drink. I was just having black tea, just drinking black tea every morning, and I just hung in the water pretty much for 2 weeks straight because I was just seasick. Like,
Yeah. Well,
which is crazy that I even did a boat trip because I get so seasick.
that's best cure, isn't it? Just stay in the water.
Yeah, black tea and a sugar, wasn't it? That was the
Lots of water. But yeah, nothing really scary. Probably the scariest thing that ever happened. We used to take the boat to Thailand and do a docking over there for a couple of months. Just get out of Indonesia, and you get some pretty good quality work done there. And the kids were little. In fact, I don't. Yeah, you were a baby, and Finn was whatever 4, 5, 6 years old, and we were going across. It was just the crew, Belinda, myself, and the 2 boys, and we were going across the Malacca Strait, and everyone was sleeping. We had it on autopilot, and I was on watch. And Belinda had Duke trying to get him to sleep somewhere, and I said to Finn, "Let's jump and hold off on the duck board and just get wet because it's really hot and still."
I was in the day.
Yeah, it was like I was getting near sunset.
Yeah.
We'll hold on, and when you're at the back of the boat, you can hold on. There's no pressure on you to get washed away or anything. But I didn't realise Finn was just going to let go, which he did, and then so I had to let go to grab him because the boat was steaming away into the sunset across the Malacca Strait. And as soon as you get past a certain part at the back of the boat, it's suddenly hard to hang on. And we were towing the Binder, which is a speedboat.
Yeah.
So I had one arm on the rope and one arm holding him, screaming out for someone to... Because if we had let go, no one would have known because everyone was asleep.
Fuck.
So I'm screaming at the top of my lungs, and then
No way.
Belinda's come out to abuse me. You know, that's right. She was in the wheelhouse trying to get the baby Duke to sleep. And she's turned around and go, "Where are you?" to tell me to shut up, and then realised that I was hanging up and going, "Stop the boat." And
Wow.
so then she got the crew up and they stopped it, and then I let go and we ended up back at the back of the speedboat. That was really scary because we had all rope burns on us, both of us. And
Finn did too.
Yeah, if we'd have let go, we would have been floating out there waving. But
Fucking hell.
yeah, we were lucky. We don't do that anymore.
Holy crap. That's psycho. Lucky she heard.
Yeah, no, it was.
Must have some lungs on you. Far out.
I was screaming. Yeah,
Far out. That's psycho.
but that was a calm sea, but it was right on sunset too. So I remember watching the sun, going, "Oh shit, this isn't good." But,
This is not good. You ever lost anyone off the side or anything?
we haven't, but there's that famous story, Brett Archibald's story, when he went over the side of another boat, and we were actually on our private boat, and Tony Etherington, had taken the Barrenjoey because his boat had broken down or something, so we said take our boat. So he had a bunch of Aussie guys. Anyway, the word got back this guy had fallen overboard going out to the islands.
I remember this, yeah.
And so there's a few of us boats going, well, let's go look for him. I remember Martin ringing me up going, what's going on? He was somewhere in the Pacific, and I said, this guy's gone overboard. And he goes, well, you got to get search party, jump on the Indies 3 and take it out because it's warm water. The guy still might be alive, floating around. So we did. We all went out searching for him, some here, some there. And Doris was on the Barrenjoey with Elvis and crew, and it was actually Elvis that spotted him. It might have been Anis, actually. Doris said, he's going to be here, I think, because of this current and that current. Yeah, he's Doris' old sea dog, so he knows his stuff. And I think one of the crew, Elvis went, there's someone waving, and the other crew goes, that's a coconut. He goes, no, it's waving. And they'd driven past, and then they spotted him, and they got the guy, and he'd been in the water for 27 hours, treading water.
Wow.
No, didn't find any floating logs or anything.
And what, was he just battered or what?
He had a few pecks from the seagulls, and he's chafing and everything from his board shorts, and dehydrated. I think the first thing he did was have a Coke when he got on, and
Can of Coke.
yeah, and then they got him back on board, and he was fine, and then he wanted to keep doing the trip. So the word got out, obviously, and 60 Minutes picked up on it, and I think the next trip was when Ulladulla boys were on, Herb and Maddie and a few of those guys, and we all went out, and then we ran into him. He's South African.
You ran into the guy that got
Yeah.
saved?
We were like, oh, you lucky bastard. And then I got on the piss and blah, blah, blah. And
Yeah, good.
yeah, so he was very lucky, that guy. So lucky, I reckon.
Have people died out there doing that?
Been
Been lost?
Yeah, there's been locals, obviously, that in their little canoes that have fallen, or the canoes sunk or something. We were actually speeding in one day. This is when we were on living at the house. We were going into Padang on the Binder, and I could see this little red thing waving, and there was all this sort of junk in the water. What's that? And we drive over, and there's a guy standing in his canoe that's sort of submerged in the water, waving a red bucket, and he'd flooded his engine. He'd been out there for about 5 days, he reckoned. He's all wrinkly and that. And
No way. Local guy?
Yeah, local guy. We'll drop you back to town. The port's an hour away. He goes, oh, can you take my canoe? And I went, oh, no, I can't. It's full of water, and
It's done.
we've got to get across there. So he's looked around. He goes, oh, there's a fishing boat 3 miles that way. Can you drop me to that fishing boat? And so we dropped him there, and they went, oh, yeah, we'll take him. We'll go get his boat. And he was lucky. We just found this guy in the middle of nowhere.
5 days.
God, yeah, he reckoned it was something like that. But
He was missing an eye. But it wasn't from that. That he was blind in one eye.
he had a weird eye, yeah.
Really?
It's pretty funny. Straight onto the fishing boat, plate of rice, and a little pop me water thing.
Yeah.
2 seconds, he was into it.
Well, he hadn't eaten in how many days?
Yeah, looking after.
There's been no, there hasn't actually. I don't think there's been anyone that's fallen overboard and disappeared. There's been boats sunk out there. There's been a few accidents, like gnarly accidents, where some have led to. Well, not so. Just I'm talking about sort of surfers, and
Oh, yeah.
a couple of guys have actually passed away out there. There's a girl that was surfing out there 2 years ago and got one of those
Triggerfish?
What are the fish called?
Needlefish.
The needlefish jumped out of the water and speared her in the heart, and she died.
What?
Yeah. That was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Shut
Yeah,
up.
it was, you know those long tongue garfish? They got the real...
Kind of like a garfish, yeah.
Yeah, basically a garry.
And just jammed her in the heart.
And you see him jumping in schools in wrong place, wrong time.
What? I mean,
We had a guy come up to the boat one night, and he had he'd broken the fish off, and he still had the beak of the fish sticking out of his forehead.
I can get in the eye.
The guy actually pulled it out, and then all this blood came out, and they patched him up and gave him band-aids and sent him on his way.
No way.
Yeah.
Holy crap. That's hectic.
Yeah.
Well, on that topic, have you had any, if you had to do any real gnarly patch-up jobs or
Well, the gnarliest was...
doctoring jobs?
The gnarliest and the heaviest was Darren Longbottom, Dylan's brother, who's got the Zinc Surf Shop, who broke his neck when he was on that trip with us, a freak accident. Basically, the boys were all towing out in about 4-foot size waves, and he came off the back of a wave. I think we were taking in turns towing and paddling, and he came off the back of a wave and came down and speared his head into his board and broke his board. And then next thing, there was a big kerfuffle because he basically he shattered a nerve in his neck and he couldn't move. So we had to get him back on the boat on the jet ski and winch him up, and he was like, I can't move anything. And long story, had to get a helicopter out to get him back, and then that turned into a bit of a drama, quite a drama, and he finally got back to Singapore eventually, and he never regained his movement in his legs.
So he's in a wheelchair now?
He's in a wheelchair. He's got mobility with his arms and can drive a car and that, but he hasn't surfed since then.
Yes.
So that was hard to take on our watch.
Yeah.
Lovely guy, still running the surf shop, and doing good. He's got a couple of surf shops, and obviously his brother Dylan's done well in the industry, and That was the gnarliest thing by
By far,
100-fold,
that's
because you'd
hectic.
never want anyone to go back. Everyone goes back having the time of their life normally, but that wasn't
Yeah,
how it
that
ended
was
up.
a life-changing trip in a different way.
Yeah, I've sewn a lot of people up. One guy split his head open, and I looked at that and went, I can't say that. So that was up near Neas. We shipped him off to the hospital in Neas, and they put his scalp back on him.
Well, proper, like, peeled him.
Yeah, it was pretty gnarly. I think these guys were in the cabin when he was coming back to the boat.
The kids
And-
were.
Yeah, and B said, don't look, because there's this blood everywhere. And as he's climbing up the ladder, which is near their porthole, they were looking at him. And what did Finn say? It looked like the zombie, the zombie movie.
Whoa.
Hectic. But most people get through it. Various injuries.
Yeah.
As I said, it's easier now. There's a lot of clinics out there, and
Out on the islands.
yeah, a lot of the camps have usually got a
Medic.
on standby,
Wow.
like Canduis and that cardiac and all that sort of stuff.
Mm.
But there's been lots of injuries.
How about-
Sewn these guys up a few times. And
Yeah.
Island viruses, all kinds of things go around sometimes.
Yeah, do you get like mosquito-borne viruses and stuff?
Well, there was malaria, a lot of malaria back in the day, and they've seemed to have crushed the malaria a bit, but there's still, last year there was guys, I heard a couple of cases of guys dying up in the Tillos from malaria, Westerners.
Really?
Still dengue fever out there.
Yeah.
Weird viruses, you don't know what they are. The whole COVID thing, none of us were game to go get checked, and there's been all sorts of viruses, things that you just get sick and you battle through it and get over it, and you don't even know what it was,
Yeah. Shit.
But
Have
that's
you ever
part
had
of
it? Any of these?
I don't know. I haven't had malaria or dengue, but Linda's had dengue twice. Been pretty sick,
Yeah.
where I've actually, PT was on a trip with me, Pete Taplin, and I couldn't get out of the cabin for half the trip.
Really?
And then Belinda said, can you just take the guy surfing? And he reckons I came out one day and looked like I was totally white and grey, and he said, go back downstairs, I got it. And
You just go.
I don't know what it was. I just got over it in the end. And,
Something. Have the boys ever had anything? Any?
I've had been sick, but
I had a
like,
pretty gnarly staph infection last year.
Oh, yeah.
I just,
Bedridden for probably a month.
Yeah. What?
yeah.
Big pussy
Harbour.
boils and that?
We took him to the local hospital, and they just went at him with a knife and just
hacked holes in
Oh,
you.
it was horrible.
Oh,
Never been in so
screaming.
much pain. I was
yeah.
wigging out.
But they got it
Yeah,
out.
They
I've
did
had
a
it.
good job.
Yeah.
No, that was pretty bad.
Yeah, I
Um,
did it.
We used to always ring Scotty Brown up, Dr. Scott.
Yeah. He's been on the boat a few times, right?
Yeah, so we'd ring him. Oh, send me some photos, and he'd diagnose it over the phone or something like that, and that was
How
pretty
good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. It's a whole different game getting sick or getting hurt when you're in the jungle, really, isn't it?
Well, you got to look after yourself.
You got to figure it out. I got staph when I lived in Panama,
Mm.
and it was just like, well, we go to the little tiny town.
Yeah.
There's about 2 doctors there. They're like, someone who had staph went there, and they were all like, here you go, here's antibiotics, and just off you go. Like, they didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
So there was an old lady from Texas that lived up in the hills, and she just got a lighter and a fillet knife and
Just dug it out.
heated it up and just hacked into the back of my leg, just cut a hole in me like a golf ball. I was like a golf ball, man, like massive, like a
That's
hole like that.
Exactly what happened.
Pretty
to
much
me.
they did.
How
to him.
gnarly is it, man? You're just like, what the
And
hell?
that's antibiotics, everything wasn't working. And
Yeah.
as soon as they dug it all out, and they were like counting it, I was watching it, filming it, going,
Blood everywhere. I was
Oh,
messed up.
it's hectic, but I
That's
mean,
the way to get rid of it. Get it out of you.
hey, they know they've been doing it for years without having all
Yeah.
the modern medicine. So
Bites a leather strap. Let's get it.
yeah, I had like a tea towel just going, and it was funny too, like light in the end of the knife is like I got a
Line
bit.
on your hand so you don't strike him.
Oh, I don't even want to think about that. It was funny too. You were saying when Dill's brother broke his neck hitting his board, I broke my back doing that.
Did you?
And I, like, after hearing that story, I was like, oh, holy
Yeah.
shit.
I actually reckon he did it on the wave before, because I saw him do that awkward, you see guys do it and they do like a whiplash wipeout.
Yeah.
And you see how they sort of head first and the whole neck like that. No, I always wondered if. And he did a book on it. It's called Beyond the Break. That's right. Thanks, Duke. Which is a really, really good read. And it goes into his whole recuperation and also other guys that have been different sporting accidents or car accidents and rehabilitation. And in the book he mentions he thought he might have done it on the way before too.
Reckon he might have like snapped it, maybe done the fracture or done the damage and then just
damage, and then that was a double
cemented
whammy.
it in. There you go.
Yeah.
Now it's proper done.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, it's hectic. I after hearing about that, I was like, oh,
yeah,
lucky, because mine was just a compression fracture of my T4 and my T9.
Yeah.
Which was bad enough. Like it almost felt like when you've been surfing for ages and haven't eaten or drank any water and you like cramp up.
Everything was stiff.
And everything was stiff and cramped up, but I just kind of took it easy and it come back. But it still hurts even to this day. It's been 10 years more. But that's...
Where'd you do that?
Potties.
Oh,
yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, surfing it at low tide and took off on that deep section and tried to pull in behind the ledge, went over and did a cartwheel on the lip and just landed square on the stringer on my board and put my head through my board, through the stringer. Not fun.
No.
So what about injuries to yourself? You had any pretty bad ones over there?
Yeah, I had a few good. I had one on the crossing actually, which stopped the whole crossing. Where we were at this little wave to a motor. It was pumping actually, and we had Kong on board, and who else was there? Kong. I'm just trying to think who. What's his name? The redhead fella? Surfer? Anyway, Kong was the main character. Jake Patterson was there.
Bede Durbidge?
Bede wasn't.
I'm trying to think of it.
Bede wasn't there. Mick Campbell was on there.
Mick Campbell,
and I'm trying to think the photographer from the Central Coast. Shit, it's on the, anyway, I'll get it. Anyway, I went out there and I pulled in away, went over the falls and basically landed on the reef and thought I'd broken my leg, and just got sort of floated into the dinghy, came and got me, and they pulled me in. There was blood everywhere. I'd ripped half my foot open, cut my elbow, done my leg something pretty bad, and a few other cuts, and I was in a lot of pain. And then so there was no doctors anywhere, so we drove to another island, and Kong sort of took, oh no, boats, I'll drive the boat. I couldn't do anything, and then they said, oh, yeah, there's a doctor on the other side of this atoll. And so Kong got me on his back and said, right, let's go. And piggybacked me across this atoll.
And
just ran.
Wow.
And we got there and there was a local guy there, and he said, oh, and he put me on this table and a telephone book as a pillow, and he looked at me and he said, have you been attacked by a shark? I said, no. He goes, I can't fix you. So he put me back on his back and ran across the atoll again, and then we had to drive to another atoll where there was a French nurse, and then she sewed me up, and there was planes there, and they got me back to Tahiti and put me in hospital and wanted me to stay there for a month, and I went, oh, I'm not staying there. And I ended up back in Sydney for a week, and I'd basically torn my medial ligament and all this other sort of cuts that eventually healed, and had coral coming out of me a few years later. But that was the worst one. That was heavy. So, but got back from that. Another time I had to sew myself up. I had to sew my own arse up actually. So out at Lance's left. So this wave wipe out anyway. I got the board in the bum, and that hurt. And as one of the crew picked me up, and I was going back out in the rubber ducky, and I could see blood coming out of my board shorts. So that's not good. And that doesn't feel right. And I went back and I said, B, can you have a look at this? And pulled my pants down. She goes, oh, that's not good. So the boat's still on this big rock, and I had a look in the mirror, and there was a big cutter. The guy was calling it the Grinch. And I said, oh, do you want to sew me up, B? She goes, oh, I'll try. And then, so everyone's sort of laughing at me, and I pulled my pants down and given her the needle to inject me, and she's just gone, I can't, I'm seasick. Oh, does anyone want to sew me up? They're all going, no, we're not doing it. And one of the crew goes, I'll do it, Cap. So I pulled my pants down. There you go. And he went, and ran away. So I ended up having to injected me, and then I just got a mirror and put 5 stitches down there myself. And
wow.
and on the rocky boat while she was vomiting at the same time.
Holy crap! So you're
Everyone laughing.
Are you bending over?
No, I was doing like,
Sitting
I
on the
can't
ground
do it.
with your
No,
legs-
it's flexible now. Up like that in the mirror doing that stuff.
Sitting on your feet and spreading your legs and
Yeah, put
stitching.
the towel down there and trying to get the right angles. And
Holy crap!
We
That
got
is
there.
psycho.
yeah.
Another one. Another
Yeah.
beer, Johnny.
Okay. It's Friday, isn't it?
Sorry, Dookie, but
Driving.
you are not allowed. Otherwise, I'd offer you one too, mate.
Not on air.
Not on your L's, you can't. No, not on your P's either. Yeah, that was one. Actually, let me check. That was requested from Sean Dixon. That question.
Yes. Well.
He said, "Can you please ask John about the time he had to stand in the mirror and stitch his own asshole up?"
Yeah. Well, I sat.
that's
sat
one
down
from
and did
Shauna.
it. Yeah. Thanks, Shawnee.
Yeah. He got me up to speed with that one, so that's good.
Toe guy.
Well, look, let's see.
I think
Maybe I had a sorry, go.
I was just thinking about Sean and Pete Taplin. They were the guys that got me into towing, and that was which we don't do anymore on the Barrenjoey because it just became too much maintenance. But when everyone was into towing a few years ago, no one tows now; they all paddle. Sean and Pete were doing a lot of towing around here, and then they gave me a few goes, and then we said, they kept saying, you got to get a jet ski on the Barrenjoey.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting one on the Barrenjoey for a few years there, and had so much fun just towing it, all these waves that we'd never paddle, and still don't. And that was really, really good sort of little era there where we did all that towing, and I towed guys that had never done it before, which you sort of got to be patient because guys, have to get their feet. Yeah. And then when I sort of stepped off, the jet ski didn't really get used much, and then the maintenance everything was rotting away, and then you'd actually say who wants to tow, and guys go, we'll drive it around for an hour, and then it'd just sit there. So we stopped.
Got rid of
We got rid of it. Fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
Or a couple of them did.
You had a couple, did you?
Had a couple, yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun though.
Yeah, we had the ski on my trip, but that wasn't on the Barrenjoey, but there was a ski
Yeah.
that we used.
Yeah, bring back the ski.
Yeah.
Bring back the tow, I reckon.
Bring back the toe.
Yeah, you reckon?
Oh, yeah.
You want it back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It opens up more waves out there.
Yeah.
And then I think with the crowds, it's a good thing. You can go to...
Waves you'd never be able to paddle. You would paddle and spend an hour duck diving back out. You can sort of
yeah,
zip
fully.
in, zip out.
That's true.
Yeah, just
That is true.
different bits of reef and that, We've
That's
got
a
a
good-
few pegged, haven't we?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm.
I mean, you've kind of touched on it already, but how, give a bit of a comparison to how different it was when you first got out there to now. It's black and white, isn't it?
Oh, crowds is the obvious one.
Yeah.
But that's everywhere. That's here, down here. That's
That is
pretty
everywhere.
much everywhere. Back when I first got out there, it was raw still, There was a couple of ferals now and then you'd run in on land. We called them feral surfers that just hide out. They were just living on nothing, and they were hardcore, these guys.
Yeah.
Well, they were on their little Indo fishing boats. The first year I worked out there, we didn't have aircon on the boat, and that was pretty hard.
Yeah.
But, it was just, there was nothing on land, so all the locals would come out and just watch you surf. There were no local surfers. There was only a few boats working there. There was more camaraderie. We all used to talk on the radio. So, I'm down at Macca's, or I'm at the office, or I'm down at Thunder's. Okay, well, we're going to come up there tomorrow. We'll do a swap over in the night. And
Yeah, that we're going to be out.
and then if you met up somewhere and we all take it in turns surfing, they'll let them have it for an hour or two, and then we'll have it, and then everyone get together. And half the time you'd end up having beers on one boat or the other and talking about the waves you got. And
Yeah.
I miss those days. I miss that talking on the radio. Now no one talks on the radio. Everyone's got Starlink, so everyone's on their phones.
Oh, really?
To the point where actually, some people are just on their phones. There's perfect waves peeling off the back deck, and
Yeah, just flicking through their phones.
yeah,
Oh, God.
and their communication and the sort of sharing of the lineups is still there, but nowhere near like it used to be.
Yeah.
And just more land-based stuff.
Yeah.
And then a lot more local surfers as well.
Yeah.
That have kids that have grown up watching it, and now they're sort of taking over the lineups. So yeah, that's the main difference. Just it was raw, no one around.
Yeah.
And we were actually still, we were finding waves and learning about all the waves up there and what swell directions and winds and everything was good for them.
Yeah.
Americans started turning up with their surf atlases, and we'd throw them overboard and say, don't look at that. And,
get your stinking atlas out of here.
and now there's heaps of them, apps and everything.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing. It's just progression, I guess.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
It is how it goes. It is everywhere. Yeah, I was blown away to hear about the all the land camps and stuff, and I was like, man, I remember going on those islands, and it was like trudging along the dirt tracks and cut the huts, and they look at you like, whoa.
When were you up there last?
I was pretty young. Guess must have been 2011 or 2010.
Yeah, okay.
I suppose. I was 16.
You'd be
It would have been 2011 or 2010, yeah.
pretty different now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Busy times.
I bet. Yeah, I bet it must be a whole different...
We can still get them waves on the Barrenjoey though, can't we, Duke?
Yeah.
Oh, there's plenty of spots.
Plenty.
Depending on what they want to surf.
Yep. So, like, is, like, having the boat there now, like, how many boats are, like, getting around there? Like, is it a competitive thing? Is it competitive at all?
Yeah, of course, because everyone wants to guess and everyone wants to get the break by themselves.
Yeah.
There's probably... there's a rumour that's been going around for a few years is there's 50, 60 boats, charter boats up there. That's totally untrue. I reckon there's probably 30, maximum about 30 working boats that are actually actively getting charters each year. There's quite a few boats that have come in and do one or two charters and sit around. They're not well-maintained boats and the operations aren't that good, so the guests go and then they go on another boat. And I reckon about 30 boats.
Okay.
But like I said, the land camps is the more competitive thing because suddenly you go to HTs and it's west wind and 4 or 5 boats turn up there, which can be pretty normal these days. 8 to 10 blokes on each boat, sometimes more. But there's 20, 30, 40 surfers in on land there. So it becomes very busy. And so a lot of guests go, we'd rather not surf it, or they want to go and have a look at it and surf it and then move on somewhere else. And
like, is there clashes between, like, charters and land camps and...
there's a bit of politics there going on. Yeah, we try and not have it, but there's obviously the macaronis thing where they've created a 2-boat rule there with the aid of the government, but I won't go on too much about that because it's an ongoing thing that has worked and then hasn't worked because it's sort of like trying to own the break, and I think it's all about to change back to whoever goes there. There's obviously people are staying at a camp at a break and a boat rocks up and they're like, or another boat rocks up and you're there already. So there's always that, and there always will be that. Sort of, can we just have it by ourselves for me and my mates for another hour or two?
That's just surfing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's everywhere. And that's just how the operators deal with it, really. So it's always been policy to go and talk to the other boat and, hey guys, what are you doing? And try and share the wave if there's just a couple of you down there. Or at a certain break. And normally it works. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. Is there like, I mean, you know how like every town's got their like, not this bloke paddling out. Oh, not that bloke. Like, is there certain boats? Is there certain boats where you're like, oh no, here comes.
I can name a couple, but I won't.
Yeah, true. That's maybe that's.
Name a couple of people or boats.
Yeah. So there is that going on. It's a similar thing, but a grander scale because there's multiple people. Like, do certain boats attract a certain kind of person that you like,
100%.
Yeah, really?
Well, there's different nationalities, obviously. So there's that side of things, and you get the nationalism going on with the Brazilians and the Americans and the Aussies and the Spaniards and the French and now you're getting Russians up there and everyone. It's become a lot of different groups of surfers. We're seeing a lot of European surfers up there now, like sort of countries like Russia and that don't really have surf, but they've all learnt to surf in Bali.
Yeah.
So wave pools?
Yeah, they're all coming up there, and I want to surf the Ments now. So, and then a lot of these people they've only been surfing 3 years, so there's that whole etiquette gets thrown out. They just don't know. They don't get it. No one's shown them.
They haven't surfed with people, yeah.
Yeah. So they're just taking off on top of each other. And
I chat to them. They said, I learned to surf in a wave pool in Sweden.
Wow.
Or Norway, one of those, and you're like,
that's insane.
How's that? And you come to the Ments. So
there's a lot more,
that's insane.
A mediocre class surfers, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Normally when there's good surfers, it's okay.
People know the rules.
Yeah.
Do you have like the kind of the pro hierarchy where they roll in and just start taking over?
Sometimes, yeah.
It can happen.
Yeah. But usually there's someone will tune them, and most of the time they're pretty cool, the pros, because they can get a lot of waves.
Yeah.
And a lot of people want to see them surf,
Yeah.
You get
Can I tell a story at HTs? Who burnt you?
Go
Twice
on.
in a row.
Go.
What was his name?
Eli Olsen.
Oh, no.
Expose him.
Oh. Yeah, well, he owes me a wave. He told me that. Is that when I go to Hawaii? Or when he comes back to the Ments?
We'll find out.
Is that what he said? He's like, oh, you're a wave, mate.
Yeah.
What, he faded?
2 waves.
Faded you twice?
2, yeah.
Cheeky bugger. Oh, well.
With a smile.
With a smile.
At least he did it with a smile.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between burning someone and trying to shape up to him at the end or being like, oops.
Yeah. That was all good. I've had plenty out there, so
yeah,
not that fussed.
You're happy to
take
cop
the
one on
wave
the
off.
chin here and there.
Take that one off him when he comes back.
Yeah, getting him back. Hey. Well, I suppose we've kind of been talking about it back and forth throughout it, but like, do you ever have that thought where you just like you want to come back to sort of a standard civilization, pack it in, and just kind of call it a chapter that's gone and come back to Australia? Or
yeah, well, I guess this time round we've been talking about that a lot because of obviously he's not coming back, which will be sort of different for us, and Duke's sort of talking about moving on a bit, and being up there without them will be very different for Belinda and myself. Especially when I'm going off to chase HTs or rifles or something, and she's sitting there by herself going, oh, what am I going to do today?
Yeah.
So that, I think that'll happen in the next few years. And like I said, if we don't sell the boat, we've always got that to go back to, and we can go back and live on the boat for a month.
Yeah.
Anywhere in Indo, really.
Would you sell it, do you think, or would you keep the business? And
the right guy came along, I'd probably move on, I think. Yeah, and just not have to worry about it. I'd love it. I'd love someone to come along that's young and keen and wants to get into it. But there's always having something in Indo's, always been something that I've had. And to suddenly give all that up and come back to winter in Ulladulla, mate, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Putting wetsuits on.
Yeah.
Not that tough.
I reckon there's a couple of spots that would tide you over, though.
Oh, there is here for sure, but you got to get your headspace on for them. But,
I know. Mate, even you think it's cold here. I did a trip to Ireland.
Yeah.
Throwing on like a 6mm suit, booties, gloves,
I couldn't do it.
hood. It is so gnarly. It's a whole nother element. Just trying to paddle around. If you set the bigger wave suit, put the impact suit underneath, it's a whole nother element.
How's those lifts they just got up there?
Mullimore?
Yeah.
Psycho. I'm so glad that didn't have waves when I was there. I didn't want to know about it.
What's the little Irish fella's name?
Connor.
Yeah, he's a good guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's
He's been here, hasn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, I met him up.
Yeah, he's a good friend of ours.
Charges.
Yeah, he's a good man, Connor. He's a good friend of ours.
That one he got this year.
He got a crazy one. He's a tiny little fella too. You just think, geez, if he was to come off, you'd think he'd just be swallowed.
He charges.
But he's a tough little unit.
Oh yeah.
No, he's the man. He looked after us, took care of us when we were in Ireland. He comes here, hangs with us. We go there, hang on the boat. It's great.
Yeah, he said that he'd been here a few times and that.
Yeah.
No, that having a little something to go to Indo each year's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Be hard to let that go.
It would.
Whether it's on land or the boat.
The business is running itself sort of without you having to be there, correct? Or
in general, you're always sort of thinking
something.
about it. You know, someone's ringing you up going, "Oh, can we do this?" or we need money for this, or this is broken. And so you're the guy at the end of the day that's got to make those decisions. And I've always tried to. I've never held back on maintenance for the boat and skimped on it.
Whenever something's got to happen, you just
which
get
is
done.
what a big thing Martin taught me. Yeah, you fix it because you don't want it breaking later on. You know,
never hold back on it. Yeah.
So we've always spent money on the maintenance and just got to keep that going. You know, keep that boat going.
Yep.
And it will keep going if someone looks after it. You know, it'll go forever.
Yep.
New engine, put a new engine in. All right, we'll change that one out. We'll get another one.
So be it. Yeah.
Do that. Fun times.
Is that something you can manage from here in Oz, you reckon, or hard?
Yeah, I like being there when that happens. So we've done 3 engines in that boat.
Really?
Where we've put them in ourselves, and that's the whole process I enjoy.
Yeah.
Which is a lot what people don't see, that 2 or 3 months of maintenance where you got big projects on.
Mm.
We took the boat to Thailand 2 years ago. Spent 3 months up there, and there was no surfing going on up there at all.
No, I bet.
And big jobs, sanding and overseeing sort of stuff, and cutting a bit of steel out here or there, and we've done it over the years where we've pulled engines out on islands and put another one in and all that.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm always like they're no, let's do it like that and do it like this.
You like to be there to oversee it?
Yeah. The boys have done it and can do it now. Elvis and Chommer and that, they're good at it.
Yeah.
They're very handy. But yeah, it's boat stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Can be good, can be boat hell.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet. So what, just sort of leaving that up in the air for the bit and see what the next few years take you?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's going to be it's going to be an interesting change for us with the boys leaving school and finishing school and moving on and seeing where they go, obviously, you know. They want to go and see a bit of the other parts of the world and that. And even back here, bit of time in Australia.
The dollar.
Back home in the dollar, Dookie.
A lucky country.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to, I guess you have to see how Mama copes with that. That could be the deciding factor,
Exactly. Because what she decides, I think, will be final.
Oh.
Should be stoked when you're out.
Yeah, thank goodness I can breathe again.
Send him round to potholes in midwinter.
Yeah, go and send him over there and give him a shellacking. Straighten him out a bit.
Oh.
Nah, you'll be ready, mate. You'll be just fine. Yeah, far out, eh? So it's obviously, it's such a contrast. Like for the boys, obviously, and you, how do you find the contrast? Do you come home and you're just like itching to get back, or do you come home and you're happy to have that kind of?
Oh, no, I love it coming back here. Like, you know, it's a pretty nice spot to come back to.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
I think if I was coming back to Bondi, I'd probably be going, get me out of here.
Get the hell out of here.
Here you can still go for a wave by yourself, sort of somewhere at the right time if you've got that time frame to just surf and just, you got your bush and it's easy here. Food wise is easy. Different foods again, we're pretty limited in our diet over there on the island, what we can get, fresh stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great. A lot easier over here. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And it's just a good change. And I've always thought that with Indonesia, it's always nice to get out and go somewhere else and then come back and you appreciate Indo again because it is a great country.
Yeah.
People are unreal. but you can get a bit stale there.
Yeah.
So it's nice to get out.
Get a bit troppo.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
You can, I think.
That's what Lip
Nice
was
to
telling
come
me.
back here. It's always been nice to come here. We're lucky that way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah. That was his term. Troppo.
Who's
Yes.
that?
Lip.
Oh,
Lippy.
Lippo. He is Troppo.
Lippy was saying you can go a bit troppo, and he goes, I reckon
He's
if
never
I,
gone back.
he goes, he goes,
Lip.
that's what he said. He goes, if I do too much time up here, I'm going to wind up like these old sea dogs. I'll be troppo. And I was like, mate, from what I can tell, you already troppo.
You've crossed the line, man.
He's
You're not
already
going back.
troppo. Yeah.
The old
Yeah.
Lip Boneyard.
Boneyard. Yeah, he's hilarious, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Well, I guess we're getting pretty close to. Oh, actually, that's a question I was just thinking then. Can you speak fluent Indonesian?
I wouldn't call it fluent. I can speak Indonesian.
What about you, Duke?
Yeah, I'd say I wouldn't call it fluent, but you can.
But
like,
you can
have a
speak Indonesian pretty well. Yeah.
Get in or out of trouble if you need to.
Yeah. And was that something you taught the boys? They learn it from being around it.
Mainly learnt it from just being there.
Yeah.
Same with myself. You obviously trying to teach yourself, and when they were smaller, they were learning a bit, and then you did a bit at school, didn't you?
Yeah, school had Indonesian as an elective, and I was like, oh,
Cool.
that'd be pretty easy. And
That's a good
the
idea.
thing with that is,
What?
it was really formal, which obviously on the boat,
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
not really speaking to crew, so it wasn't very practical, you know.
So
I dropped it.
Duke's picked it up from the crew and just being around Indonesians, but it's more of a basic Indonesian, but he'll be able to talk. He can go anywhere in Indonesia and probably understand most Indonesians and be able to converse in Indonesian.
Be able to get around, yeah.
like all of us.
yeah, yeah.
It's definitely one of the languages where if you know a bit, you can hear it and understand it, but then you can speak it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, cool, interesting. Because I wonder that, because I did, doing my couple of years in South and Central America, I picked up Spanish from doing that, and I just was assuming you guys probably do as well.
Yeah, and it's suddenly you think, I don't understand, then you start understanding it and you go, oh, actually I can understand them. And
Yeah, it just kind of comes, doesn't it?
it just creeps up on you until you
Yeah.
go, oh no, I'm confident to speak it now.
Yeah, cool.
Which is good.
Does the crew speak only Indonesian, or they speak English now?
No, they speak English,
Really?
but
That's cool.
I'll try to mainly speak Indonesian to them,
To them, yeah.
and other people I know that speak English, unless it's I already know that person speaks way better English than I speak Indonesian, then I'll speak English. But
Yeah, yeah.
most of the time I'll be trying to do Indonesian.
As a
Speak
respect
it.
thing, or?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, mainly.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, you sort of already covered it, but like, what's next? Like, what's the next couple of years looking like?
10 more years at the office. What do you reckon, Duke? Have I got it?
10 more years at the office. From what I've seen, you got another at least 10.
As long as Kirk Bjerk can keep shaping me those big, thick reds, mate,
Those big, thick reds,
I'll be
yeah.
happy just paddling in. But I have no idea. Probably travel a bit more.
Yeah, getting out of Indo.
Yeah, or even around Indo a bit.
Yeah.
Places I haven't seen.
Morotai and all that.
Don't say that. Yeah, other parts of the world, and try and stay healthy and surf fit. Really, keep trying to keep paddling, mate. That's my thing. Is if we can keep paddling, keep moving, then I don't know how long it can last for. Who
That's
knows?
a win, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, sweet.
try and outlast me without trying to go to the mat. You know.
Yeah. Hey,
That's the club.
Don't bag the
be
mat.
scared of the mat. I got a mat.
I took a mat up there.
Yeah, don't be scared of the mat.
Jorge told me which mat to get. And I took one up there.
What did you get?
One of those
One
ones
of the
from.
ones from Byron Bay.
Yeah.
Crypt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Anyway, I had 2 goes on it. The third go, I got a wave.
Yeah.
We got a little wave where we live out the front, to the left. It's a cross between dolphin and golfy sort of thing, but it can be quite fun. And I was like, no fins. I got one wave, and I went, right, I felt it get up and lift. I went, okay, I think I can feel what everyone's talking about. The next wave, going along, closed down, and went sideways, and there was all this shallow reef under me. I went, oh, next thing I heard this glug, 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 and basically was deflated after that, mate. It just shredded the whole mat. And
Batting career was over.
that was it
That's the
now.
career done.
for now.
Yeah. It's a funny thing, hey, like just not having fins or any friction, like because I've got a mat, and when you ride them, like just that, you can end up out on the shoulder, and then a peak, like the next section can be all the way down there, and on a stick there's no way you're getting there, but you can just sort of like, and just travel, like you can just cut across the water, even though there's hardly any wave left. Just have that
like
whole
drags you along a bit. It feels like
it's
going,
crazy. It just sort of just keeps going.
So it's a bit of separation, like surfboard. You're in control of the mat. You sort of let it do its thing.
Yeah, exactly. And Michael Mackey said to me one time, he goes, "What did he say?" He goes, "Oh, Jake, it's crazy, eh? Like if you think about it, you're surfing on your own air, on your own breath, eh?" That was his thing. Because like it's true, you crank your breath into it, and you kind of surf it on your own like breath, and that was his thing.
Is Mackie on the mat as well?
Mackie gets on the mat. Yeah,
everyone's on the mat around here.
Yeah, the mats are good.
Yeah, well,
they're fun.
We might take another one back to Indo, give it another crack over the reef. I'm trying to get the mat crew up there on the boat, actually.
What, Pat?
Oh, right. I told Leo, just get a trip of matters.
Get the team up there.
Take over.
Come up.
It's so funny.
Come up late season when it's not crowded, and early season or whatever. And so we'll see if they take that on. But other than that, foil boarding.
What, you can't never got that?
Oh, no, we've done that. You've
done a bit of foiling?
There. Yeah, a little bit.
Towing, foiling, or paddling in?
I've towed foil behind the boat, and then I ended up getting a sup, like a foil off this guy, early sup foil, real short, fat, and I ended up paddling that in a bit and got up on the foil. And
wow.
But Finn's more, he's quite into that.
Finn's into it?
Yeah, we got a really nice foil wave there. I've towed him in, and he just cruises for 2 minutes or something on this wave, and
wow, how good.
No one around. And
I've never got it yet.
You haven't done it?
No, I've got
insane.
I got a friend who's
it's insane.
Considered one of the best in the world at it.
Yep.
And then we actually stayed with him up over Christmas, and I was like, he goes, "Yeah, I'll give you a go," but then there I was 8 foot, just like deaf closed out. So I'm like, don't think that's the day.
No, you need to tow behind a dinghy first to get up on the plane. You don't even need to go fast, or a dinghy or a jet ski, whatever. You don't even need to go fast.
Yeah.
Just get someone to tow you, and then once you get it out of the water and get your balance, because it's a whole different balance thing.
Yeah.
And you'll feel that there's just nothing, no friction, anything. You can do it over chop, and then I guess you take the waves and that. But it's pretty. It's really good.
It does look like an interesting concept of no chop.
Well, you can be
purely riding the energy.
You can be riding different waves that no one else is surfing. You know, you're not surfing these foil waves. Some of them try, but you can be somewhere else.
Yeah,
on these swells and it's physically
demanding.
Yeah,
I bet.
After
hard
30
on your legs.
minutes, I'm gassing out and
hard on your legs, huh?
Oh, super hard.
Yeah, I bet.
Another good fun thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, sweet, mate.
All right.
Appreciate you coming on.
Thank you very much.
Jumping in with me. I got you just in the last few days, which is nice because I'm going away. So glad I managed to squeeze you in and
enjoy America.
What's the plan? You go back for like the whole season?
Yeah, we'll be back.
This is off season now, right?
Yeah, we'll be back. The boat starts again in at this stage, unless we get an early charter in March.
Yeah.
We get an early charter. Great. We've got a docket. So I'll go back, and the boys will, about that time, they'll take it up to Sabolga.
Yeah.
And do the docking. I'm going to fly up there and have a look at it.
Yeah.
Out of the water
just
again.
Just maintenance.
Yeah, just have a little look at everything. Paint it. We've got to do that once a year. Okay. And then we start the charters, and we've got the Tapo's coming up, the whole family.
Really?
Grandkids, the whole they're doing the whole boat.
Mums are coming up too?
Yep.
No way.
All of them. That'll be a pretty classic trip, actually. So we'll be doing that one.
You'll jump on the boat for that one?
Yeah, and Duke and Boo. And
sick. That'll be epic.
We'll take over.
That'll be
That's a takeover.
Pretty funny having all them on.
Yeah.
And then there's a bunch of other trips, and still got a few gaps. So if anyone wants to book the Barrenjoey,
rally up. But when's free?
I'd have to have a look, but there's a few gaps, a couple of mid-season ones, and then early season. Late season's pretty full, I think.
Yeah. When's mid-season?
June, July.
And early season's March, April, May.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, beautiful. All
right.
Well, if anyone's listening and you want to go to the Mentawais,
the Barrenjoey.
the Barrenjoey is...
Bring this guy along and we can do a couple of podcasts on there.
Live podcast.
Imagine
On the
that.
boat, on the
Live
boat, yeah.
podcast. So tell us about that filth tube you just got, mate. How good. All right, Johnny. Thank you, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Jukey,
Thanks for having us.
thanks for jumping in the back zone. I'll get you on here one time so we can actually see what you look like, and we can. But I'd be interested to hear your take growing up there and what it was like as a kid on the boat. But nice. Yeah.
Different take. It'll be
Yeah.
a totally different take.
Yeah, and I'm interested to hear it. I'm sorry I didn't have enough space in my makeshift studio here
It's coming next.
to get you in,
The
but
upgrades will all be in.
you're coming, mate. You're coming. All right, boys, McGroders.
All right. Cheers,
Thanks
Zaggy.
very much. Good on you.
Thank you.
Cheers.